So as an option, hey, if you're wanting to be able to create art, it's sometimes fun to be able to go in and add some texture and some detail, not a lot. Either have quotes, have larger sayings, have scripture verses, or less is more. It's more or less to allow the viewer to be able to see something and think, I wonder why the artist put that there. So part of the reason why I liked this stencil, it's got a honeycomb pattern. I wanted to be able to have maybe just a little bit of a flower, a little bit of a letter, and then I wanted to be able to add a number. I love doing like postmarks. We've got a lot of stencils with postmarks. And because we've dealt primarily with grays and blues in this clay, red is always a good color in art to be able to add just kind of a visual mark that allows your eye to be able to land on. And part of the reason why I'm doing it more lower right and upper left is because it adds to my composition. So this is something that you can play with. You want to probably lay out your stencils to be able to lay out the design and what it is that you want to be able to do. But you can also, the other thing that I don't want you to do is I don't want you to do the red in the upper left and the lower right. The red can act as a visual anchor on its own, so you don't want to have too much red. The red is only going to be maybe 3 to 4%, and it's there strictly for like an exclamation point. So when I go back in to do the pattern or the design in the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to go with a more neutral color of more my taupey gray. That's going to fall into it well, but it will allow the overall eye track to go there, but it's not going to take away from the red that I've placed in the lower right. So I'm just going to come back now with plaster, some of my plaster that I had left over. You can, when you're wanting to be able to get very detailed and not a whole lot, and you want it to kind of flood off, like you'll notice it's not, I'm not using a spreader, so I've got a straight edge. I'm wanting it to look kind of jagged and to flow into the composition of the plaster. So, can you see that? It's kind of hard a lot of times when I'm working on these cameras. Now, I'm gonna go up to the very top. I'm noticing as I'm looking at it that that area up there looked kind of naked. And I want to always give a suggestion that the art is about 2 inches bigger than the surface that I'm working on. And so again, see, look at that. It kind of finishes it off. It doesn't look as raw. So my eye goes to the upper right, then it goes over to the middle of that, it goes over to the left, and then it goes down to the bottom right hand of the board. So it really adds some interest, and what it does, it starts making the viewer go, I wonder why they did that. What does that mean? And so that goes more further into telling a story with your art, what it means, maybe what are the emotions. Do you see some of the brightness showing through?